Good morning everyone and welcome to the class. We are doing the chapter equality in political theory, and in this chapter we have studied about the importance of equality, what do we mean by equality, and in the previous class we were discussing about the dimensions of equality or aspects of equality, and we have discussed the political equality, which means that everyone has equal citizenship. Equal citizenship must be granted by the state. Everyone must have the right to vote, right to form association, right to express, right to expression, right to movement. All these rights must be there for each and everyone. This is a political equality. And we have also seen that political equality is not implemented in practical life if there is lack of social and economic equality. But political equality is also very important, because when there is political equality in the society, it means that everyone is equal legally or constitutionally. So this is the first step in the direction of achievement of the aim of equality. And after this political equality, there is need of social equality. And the meaning of social equality is that there should not be any kind of discrimination among the people on the basis of caste, gender, then religion or creed or race. There should not be any kind of discrimination. Everybody must be given equal opportunities in their life. And after that, we were discussing the economic equality. Economic equality does not mean that there will be equality of wealth, income or status in the society. It never means that everyone should have equal income, equal wealth or equal status in the society. That inequality will always remain in the society. No one can make it equal. But if we are talking about economic equality, it means that everyone must be given, everyone must have the hope of improvement in the condition of their life. There should not be despair, there should not be hopelessness. And from where this hope comes? Hope comes when the equality of opportunity is given to the people. We know that the system is providing us equality of opportunity, and if we have the talent, if we have the skill, no one can stop us from changing the condition of the life. So अभी हम जिस भी condition में हैं, if the condition is very miserable, still we have hope only because of this equality of opportunity. क्योंकि हम जानते हैं कि अगर हमारा जो सिस्टम है उसमें हमें equality of opportunity मिली है, and because of this equality of opportunity we will be able to develop our talent and skill, and then there will be changed condition of life. We can improve our condition of life. So this is the most important thing which must be there, and this is the importance of equality of opportunity. As I told you so many times, it is not important that we achieve our aim and ambition in life or not, but there must not be any kind of hurdle in achieving this aim and ambition of life. Everyone must be given equal opportunity. Everyone must be fulfilled the basic needs of their life. This is what equality means. Okay, so now I will proceed further. inequalities which are entrenched, that is, which remain relatively untouched over generations, are more dangerous for a society. So, the inequality which is there for a very, very long period of time, for so many generations, that kind of inequality is there. So, in that situation, this inequality becomes very dangerous. How? We will understand it with an example. If in a society certain classes of people have enjoyed considerable wealth and the power which goes with it, if you will have wealth, obviously you will become powerful, because wealth and power goes together, है ना? So what we are seeing that if in a society there are certain classes of people who have so many wealth, है ना, जो बहुत wealthy हैं, कुछ ऐसे क्लास है, all the classes are not wealthy, there are particularly some classes which are wealthy, and because of wealth they are powerful. Okay, so what happens that over generations the society would become divided between those classes and other classes who have remained poor over generations. So if this kind of situation is prevailing in the society, that only one group of people is having the wealth and power, and if this situation is continued for so many generations, then what will happen, that the society will sharply divided between two groups. One group which is having wealth and power, and the another group which is lacking everything. It is neither wealth nor power, and they have remained poor from generations. Okay, this is entrenched inequality. ऐसी inequality जो कि चेंज हो ही नहीं रही है, इट इज़ रिमेनिंग द सेम, चाहे कितना भी टाइम बीत जाए, इट इज़ द सेम काइंड ऑफ inequality is prevailing. इसी को हम कहते हैं entrenched. Okay. Over time, such class differences can give rise to resentment and violence. So, if this kind of inequality is prevailing in the society, so what will happen? After so many generations, there will be dissatisfaction. The level of dissatisfaction will be so high that it can lead to violence. Because of the power of the wealthy classes, it might prove difficult to reform such a society to make it more open and egalitarian. So, if the society is such, ऐसी society है जहाँ की एक ही group जो है वो wealthy है and powerful है, और जो बाकी हैं they are poor, तो ऐसी सोसाइटी को चेंज करना बहुत ही ज़्यादा मुश्किल होती है. हु विल ब्रिंग द चेंज? कैसे चेंज आएगा? बिकॉज द वेल्दी आर द पावरफुल, दे हैव ऑल द पावर, पॉलिटिकल पावर, सोशल पावर, इकोनॉमिक पावर, every kind of power they are having. So how the system will be changed? It is very, very difficult, nearly impossible to change this kind of system. It cannot be, it will be very, very difficult to make this type of society open and egalitarian. I told you the meaning of egalitarian. Egalitarian means the society which is based on the concept of equality. Okay, so when this kind of entrenched inequality is prevailing in the society, it is very difficult to reform this society, to make it open and egalitarian. Now we will, under this economic equality, we will discuss some ideologies like Marxism and liberalism. These are the two main important political ideology of present time. Okay, so in the absence of discussion of these ideology, our discussion of economic equality will remain incomplete. So these are the two ideologies, liberalism and Marxism. Marx was an important 19th century thinker who argued that the root cause of entrenched inequality was private ownership of important economic resources such as oil or land or forest, as well as other forms of property. So first of all, we are discussing Marxism. Marxism, the main word is Marx, Karl Marx. You have read about the Marx in your class 9th history book when you read about Russian Revolution. The idea of Russian Revolution was inspired by Marxism, the ideology which was given by Karl Marx. In his book Das Kapital, he has given this ideology. And the Marxism is based on a simple theory that whatever inequality, the entrenched inequality, जो कि बहुत ही पुराने समय से inequality चली आ रही है, this entrenched inequality is there in the society only because of private property. Because in our society the system of private property is there. People are owning land or oil or forest or any other society, other resource of the society is owned by the private individuals. And according to Marx, this is the main reason. Private property का होना ही entrenched inequality के लिए main responsible reason है. He pointed out that such private ownership did not only make the class of owners wealthy, it also gave them political power. That is why we have just discussed कि Marx जो है वो कह रहे हैं कि if private property will be there, then what will happen, that some people will be the owner of the resources of the society, and these some people who are owner of the resources, they are not only economically wealthy but they are politically also powerful. Such power enables them to influence state policies because they are politically powerful. So they are in the condition of influencing the policies which is made by the government. It's very simple. अगर आपके पास पैसा है तो आपके पास पावर होगा, और अगर आपके पास पावर है तो इट मीन्स इन्फ्लुएंस. पावर का मतलब क्या होता है? हमारा इन्फ्लुएंस है, लोगों पर हमारा असर है, हमारा प्रभाव है ना. दिस इज इन्फ्लुएंस. तो जब हमारे पास पावर, पैसा होगा तो पावर होगा, और बिकॉज ऑफ दिस पावर आई विल बी इन द कंडीशन ऑफ इन्फ्लुएंसिंग द डिसीजंस टेकन बाय द गवर्नमेंट. गवर्नमेंट जो भी डिसीजन लेगी वो इंडिपेंडेंटली नहीं ले पाएगी, क्योंकि सोसाइटी जो है वो उसमें इक्वालिटी नहीं है. सोसाइटी में एक ग्रुप है विच इज़ वेल्दी एंड पावरफुल, and this wealthy and powerful group is influencing the decisions of the government, and it will never ever allow the government to make such laws which goes against the interest of this wealthy group. ये कभी भी गवर्नमेंट को ऐसे कानून बनाने नहीं देगी जो कि वेल्दी ग्रुप के अगेंस्ट हो. सपोज गवर्नमेंट बना भी देती है तो वो उसको इम्प्लीमेंट नहीं होने देंगे. दिस इज द सिचुएशन अबाउट विच मार्क्स इज सेइंग. Such powers enable them to influence state policies and laws, and this could prove a threat to democratic government. If there is such group in the society, then it will be a threat to democratic government. The government cannot work on the principles of democracy because of the presence of this group, because this powerful and wealthy group is always there to influence the decision of the government. It will always pressurize the government to take decisions, to make laws which fulfill the interest of the wealthy group. So in this situation, democracy will not be able to work properly. Marxists and socialists feel that economic inequality provides support to other forms of social inequality, such as differences of rank or privilege. So first of all, you must understand Marxism, socialism, communism, they are almost same ideology. There is difference between these ideology, but at this stage you don't need to understand the difference, because the difference is very minute. So whenever we say Marxism, it means socialism, it means communism, all are almost same, not same but almost same. Okay, तो जो मार्क्सिस्ट हैं, मार्क्सिज्म का जो व्यू है, दैट इज if there is economic inequality in the society, this economic inequality will lead to all kind of inequality in the society. This economic inequality will cause social inequality, political inequality in the society. Therefore, to tackle inequality in society, we need to go beyond providing equal opportunities. So, what is the view of the Marx? That if we want that this inequality should be removed, there should not be inequality in the society, then by only providing equal opportunities will not work. If we want to remove this inequality of the society, then in that case we have to go further equality of opportunity. ऐसी सोसाइटी में जहाँ इंट्रेंस्ड इनइक्वालिटी प्रिवेल कर रही है, उसमें हम सिर्फ इक्वालिटी ऑफ अपॉर्चुनिटी की बात करके इक्वालिटी नहीं ला सकते. दैट इज़ नॉट पॉसिबल अकॉर्डिंग टू मार्क्स. इफ वी वांट टू ब्रिंग इक्वालिटी इन दैट टाइप ऑफ सोसाइटी, देन वी हैव टू गो फर्दर. हमें उस इक्वालिटी ऑफ अपॉर्चुनिटी से आगे जाना होगा. एंड व्हाट इज दिस, आगे क्या है, इक्वालिटी ऑफ अपॉर्चुनिटी के आगे क्या है? And try and ensure public control over essential resources and forms of property. So, Marx is of the view that the entrenched inequality cannot be removed by only providing equality of opportunity. If we want to remove this entrenched inequality, then there will be need to remove the concept of private property. The resources of the state, the resources of the society should not be in the control of private ownership. All the resources of the country should be in the ownership of the state. This is the main theme of Marxism. End of private property. Private property होनी ही नहीं चाहिए. That is the main reason for inequality. So if we want to bring equality, there should not be प्राइवेट प्रॉपर्टी. जो रिसोर्सेज हैं हमारी सोसाइटी के, दोज रिसोर्सेज लाइक लैंड है, फॉरेस्ट है, ऑयल है, सो दीज रिसोर्सेज शुड नॉट बी ओन्ड बाय प्राइवेट इंडिविजुअल्स, बट दीज शुड बी ओन्ड बाय द स्टेट. Such views may be debatable, but they have raised important issues which need to be addressed. So we see that this end of private property is a highly controversial issue, and it is not easy to end this institution of private property, and there is huge debate over this concept of Marx. But we see that this issue, which has been given importance, so much importance by Marx, it has generated a kind of it has raised important issues. जब मार्क्स ने प्राइवेट प्रॉपर्टी ख़त्म करने की बात कही तो people realize that there is really need to end this inequality. People realize the harms that are caused because of this inequality. So it is highly debatable that private property should be there or not. And I told you earlier also, USSR was formed after this Russian Revolution, and this Russian Revolution was the main inspiration behind this Russian Revolution was Marxism. The revolution was done by Lenin, and Lenin was doing according to the principles of Marxism. Okay, so what we see that after this Russian Revolution, USSR, Union of Socialist Soviet Republic, was formed, and in this USSR there was no private property. People were not given right to property in that country. All the resources of the state, all the resources of the country was controlled by the state. So why it was done in USSR? In order to bring equality, because the people of Russia, they have undergone so much trauma and exploitation, we can say, under the Tsar, under the rule of Tsar. So after this revolution, Union of Soviet Socialist Republic was formed, and there was no private property. Institution of private property was completely ended there, and all the resources were in the hands of the government. The state controlled the economy. Complete economy was controlled by the state. All these things were done in the name of equality. So Marxism जो theory था, उसको जो practical में लाया गया वो USSR में लाया गया. But when this theory was put to practical, what we find that so many loopholes arose in the practical situation, and that is the reason that this USSR is not existing today. It was ended in the year 1991. But it does not mean that there was Marxism was useless or anything like that. Marxism का importance बहुत ज़्यादा है for the purpose of equality. जब भी हम इकोनॉमिक इक्वालिटी की बात करेंगे तो मार्क्सिज्म के बिना हमारा कोई भी डिस्कशन जो है वो कम्प्लीटली इनकम्प्लीट रहेगा. सो मार्क्सिज्म का ये कंट्रीब्यूशन है इन द फील्ड ऑफ इकोनॉमिक इक्वालिटी. नाउ वी विल सी द ऑपोजिट व्यू, द लिबरलिज्म. सो वी हैव डिस्कस्ड मार्क्सिज्म, एंड इसका जो ऑपोजिट व्यू है इसको हम कहते हैं लिबरलिज्म. An opposing point of view can be found in liberal theories. Liberals uphold the principle of competition as the most efficient and fair way of distributing resources and rewards in the society. So what we see that the liberalism, the idea of liberalism is based on the concept of competition. Everyone should have equal right to compete. Okay, and this competition, through this competition, people will be given resources and reward. जो competition में आगे आएगा उसको resource मिलेंगे, उसको rewards मिलेंगे. जो competition में आगे नहीं आ पाएगा, he will not be able to get the resources and rewards. So it is completely based on merit, talent and skill. Other than merit and talent and skill, nothing has to do. It is based on competition, और competition में हम तभी आगे हो सकते हैं जब हमारे अंदर मेरिट होगी, जब हमारे अंदर टैलेंट होगी. सो दिस इज लिबरलिज्म. It is not saying that there is inequality or anything like that. जो भी inequality है, जो भी problem है society की, that can be solved only through competition. क्योंकि competition में जो सबको equal right मिल रहा है compete करने का. Everyone is getting equal right to compete. And in this, whoever will have the quality will get the resources. So this is fair. According to them, this should be the norm. This should be the principle. They believe that while states may have to intervene to try and ensure a minimum standard of living and equal opportunities for all, this cannot by itself bring equality and justice to society. So they support this view that the minimum conditions of life must be fulfilled, and in order to fulfill the minimum conditions of life of all the people, there may be need of state intervention. अगर हम सबके मिनिमम नीड्स को पूरा करना चाहते हैं तो हो सकता है फॉर दैट पर्पस द स्टेट में हैव टू इंटरवीन. And equality of opportunity should also be there. It's not कि this liberalism theory of ideology of liberalism is saying that only competition should be there. Competition should be there. Everyone should have equal right to compete. But before that, they need to fulfill their basic needs. There is need of equality of opportunity, but they are saying that only by providing basic minimum needs of the life and equality of opportunity we cannot bring equality in the society. So in their opinion, if we want to bring equality in the society, what is required, that competition between people in free and fair condition is the most just and efficient way of distributing reward in a society. So we have seen that Marx is also talking about equality of opportunity, but he is saying that जो entrenched inequality है that cannot be removed only by providing equality of opportunity, and for that purpose he is saying that we should go for end of private property. And on the other hand, this liberal ideology, it is also saying that there is need of state intervention in providing the basic needs of the life of all the for all the people, and there must be equality of opportunity, but these are not sufficient for bringing equality. They are of the opinion that what will bring equality in the society? Free competition. There should be free competition, there should be fair competition. There should not be any kind of impartiality in the competition. No group or community should be given any kind of priority in the competition. Everyone should be given equal chance to compete. So this free and fair competition is the only way through which we can bring equality in the society. For them, as long as competition is open and free, inequalities are unlikely to become entrenched and people will get due reward for their talents and efforts. So this is the opinion of liberal ideology, that if there is free and fair competition, if competition is open for all, no one is deprived of this right to compete, then there cannot be entrenched inequality. There is no there cannot be entrenched inequality. अगर हम competition बिल्कुल free और fair रखे हैं तो फिर वहाँ पे entrenched inequality की बात ही नहीं आती है. So they are talking about competition, and Marx is talking about end of institution of private property. So these are the two opposite views which we see in this discussion of economic equality, and we have to discuss some more points under this economic equality. and we will do all these things in the next class, and we will try to understand the relationship between the political, social and economic equality.